Over today and joining us on this camping trip. We're doing some car camping, we're doing some day hiking, and just having a really good time. And what I wanted to do in this video is just make a really simple list for you of some basic necessities that we found you have to have when you go car camping if you're going to enjoy the trip, regardless if it's from cookware to some tools to shelter, that are just basics for everybody that I just want to hit with you so that when you go out there and have a car camping experience, go on a camping trip with family and friends, you don't end up regretting it or just having a miserable time because of the elements, or oh my gosh, we totally forgot this and now we got to drive into town to get this item, or whatever it is. So I hope in this video I just optimize your camping experience with some of these gear items that we believe in our family are totally essential. The first item I want to hit with you guys are tarps. And regardless if you're just needing it for shade because maybe you live in the desert or you're in a really dry environment, or you're like us where we live in the Rockies and you can almost set your watch in the afternoon to the fact that you're gonna have a rainstorm. We had two last night, about 3 hours apart, and if we didn't have tarps, we'd be stuck in the car or huddling in our tents and just not enjoying ourselves to the level that we were able to. And we were able to play games and just kind of hang out. So right here you see in the foreground a Mountain Smith, their Mountain Shade tarp, and then in the background they have their Mountain Shade dome. That's what we're rocking on this trip as I'm testing them out. There are lots of really great tarps out there. I love this Mountain Smith one right here, in particular for rain protection as well as shade protection. So we'll have links again below for all these and a few other tarps out there that really work well, of all different shapes and sizes. But man, if you have that, you're set. Regardless if it's a hot day and you're not worried about rain, or it could rain on you, you're able to enjoy your camping experience a lot better when you have a tarp. So this item I wish I had had for years, and we've been using it on this trip and totally digging it. It's the Reliance Aqua Tainer is what it's called. You can pick these up at Walmart, or again, we'll have links over to Amazon. They can run you about 15 to 20 bucks, just depending on where you pick them up. And what I love is that it'll carry just over 7 gallons of water, and it has a spout that goes inside the body when you're transporting, so you're not gonna accidentally break it off or anything. And then when you are ready to use it, you can set it up on a table or whatever, and it has a fantastic pour spout feature. It's just a little angled because of the way I sealed it this time. It will go straight up and down without leaking. I've done it before. But I mean, I'm able to fill up my Nalgene really quick, easy, and it gives me the opportunity to not only prepare food really quickly. I don't have to figure out with like milk jugs full of water, maybe run out, maybe they leak. You're pouring. This has a really nice just pour spout. You can rinse off your toothbrushes, clean out your plates and your eating utensils. It just gives a level of transportability and reusability that I wish I've been using for years instead of just using the milk jugs, which is what I used to do. So this thing is awesome. I would highly recommend it. I would say that this setup would easily, one particular one carrying that 7 gallons would easily be able to handle 2 people for a weekend, no problem, a long weekend. You may, if you have a family of 4, you might want to do 2 of these for, a weekend camping trip to make sure that you got plenty of water. But these things are awesome and I love it. Next up is a folding collapsible table. These things are awesome. They're lightweight. This is a lifetime model. And these will run, I think I paid $35 for this, but man, it's super collapsible and, it doesn't take up hardly any space in your trunk, but then you're able to lay it out and you can prepare food with it, play games on it, just do whatever you need to do versus trying to either work on the ground or, maybe using like tubs or totes to try and use as a table, and just jerry-rigging stuff. When you have a collapsible table, it makes everything that you're doing way easier, way more accessible instead of having to hunch down over on the ground and, trying cooking and pouring and working and getting stuff dirty. So these lifetime collapsible tables are awesome, and we all in the family, I have one, my dad has one, I believe my brother has one that we use for a lot of stuff, not just camping, but for camping they are essential. I love this tool and it is absolutely essential. This is the Cold Steel Special Forces shovel. Now, this is designed in such a way that you can use this for a lot of different things. This is originally like a Russian entrenching tool, and it's made out of, I believe, a 1055 high carbon steel. You've got a nice wood handle that if it were ever to be damaged, you can either buy a new one, just straight off the internet, or you could, manufacture one and, carve one yourself. It does have screws to mount that in. This we've used for, I think, 3 to 4 years now in our systems. It always goes in my camping tote. And it's just great, regardless if you need to dig a latrine, which this does latrine duty all the time. And, it's got a razor sharp edge all the way around it so it can cut through roots and that type of thing. Regardless if it's like raining really bad and you need to kind of trench around your tent and to keep the water, from running underneath the tent, or helping to dig fire pits or put out fires without having to waste valuable water. This has so many different capabilities and so many different uses. And I believe the shovel itself you can get for, I think, like 20 bucks. And then if you get it with the nylon scabbard, which I recommend doing, then you can get them for, I think, like 30 bucks. Again, there'll be links over to Amazon below. But man, this thing is just so essential, and we use it every time we go out camping. We always find some new use for it, or, oh man, I'm so glad we have this shovel. For the uses, regardless if you're going to a designated campground with, like, toilets or not, very essential to have in the kit. Another major essential is a water resistant tote. Now, this is a tough box. There are lots of them out there. We'll have a couple different options below in those links for you guys. And this one's like 27 gallons in size. But what I love is, even when it was raining last night, I could leave this out there and it doesn't matter. It's going to keep everything that I have nice and dry. It's got a flat surface so we can play, dice games on it, different things like that. Just use it as a secondary little table next to the collapsing table, to rest food on while you're sitting, or, something like that. And just keeps all of your gear in one designated place, super nice and dry. And then when it's time to go, boom, you just throw everything in here, pick it up, and ready to go. It even has ports for locks. A lot of them will have that I will offer to you. So, if you leave it at your campsite and you're worried about people messing with it, if it's a highly developed campsite, boom, just throw a couple locks in there or lock it to a tree. I mean, there's lots of options that it offers you, but I love these to be able to keep your stuff nice and dry regardless. Gives you an extra table and, surface to work with, and keeps everything in one designated spot. Paracord, 550 paracord that'll handle 550 pounds of weight is essential. There's so many different things that you can do with it, and sometimes it's one of the things that gets forgotten the most, regardless if it's fixing a line on your tarp that broke and snapped off. In this case, we have it wrapped around 2 trees that are about 50 yards apart, so that, or 50 feet apart, so that my dog can use it as a dog run, Tommy the trail dog, and he can run back and forth and have a good time, and we don't have to worry about staking him down or he's going to run off and find a squirrel or something like that. Shoelaces getting messed up, throwing up for a bear bag, to keep your food out of the way. I mean, those are just a few of hundreds of ways that you can use 100 feet of 550 paracord. So I highly recommend that. Super inexpensive, lots of color combinations. Go high visibility as well. They even have reflective versions as well, so you might not trip over it at night, and lots of stuff out there. We'll have those links below for you. But 550 paracord is essential. So I want to thank you guys for coming over here today, watching this video. I hope it's helped you out. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you have an amazing, enjoyable camping trip the next time you go out based off of some of these things. And I hope that these gear items will help you to have and maximize the joy and the fun factor that you guys are going to have on that trip that you guys are planning. So as always, thank you so much. Check us out on all the relevant social media. That's a great way to see what's up and coming. Always remember to subscribe, comment, like, share this video if you guys like what you see here. Ask questions, do all that. We're posting up videos every single week. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.